Hey there, welcome to my animal house. We're down here in the hide and bang. Exciting times for the hide. Exciting times. I got chills right now. I swear that when I was a kid, there was only two animals that you could, or three, where you could get, if you was like, without dabbling too far into the venomous as far as a rattlesnake, you could, there wasn't a lot of pet stores that would hold any kind of exotic snakes or anything fun. So I only had so many options. And around here, we have a northern scorpion that you can catch, and we have bull snakes and rattlesnakes. We have timber snakes too, or timber rattlesnakes around here. But I didn't want to get into the venomous. My mom would let me have them, but she would let me have bull snakes. So bull snakes and scorpions are kind of like my childhood animals. Back here, bang. I have one of the northern scorpions. He's just a little guy. I'll put in a clip right here. Bang, the picture of one. He's this is actually that the picture is actually of that one. He's just a really small little guy, and I got a bull snake. So I am so excited, and I'm going to show it to you. All right, I'm all excited. Let's go. And remember, this is a really tiny guy. I had the word out around town because as soon as I got back into reptiles, and it got to this time of year, it was like, oh my God, I got to have a bull snake. So bang, we got one, and yeah, and coincidentally, my daughter, she lives on the outskirts, on the other side of town, and she's the one that actually called me and found this one. It was running across their little patio thing. It's funny. It's like when you try to find these things, they're almost impossible to find. Other than like a coincidence like this, where they're just running across somewhere you don't think they're going to be, or they're on the road squished. Unfortunately, that's where you usually find most of them. But so we got this one. It's a really tiny one. I watched some videos too, and they looked a little, the eggs, they come right out of the egg, and they look bigger than this one. So I don't know if ours around here just a little bit smaller, if this one is just a little bit smaller of one out of a bunch. Who knows? But this is the one I have, so we're going to go at him. We're going to check him out. This is my makeshift snake bucket. Oh, he's posturing up. We're going to have to check that out. Here he is. He's posturing up. He's shaking that little tail of his. He's hissing. Sorry about that bad lighting. I wasn't expecting to show him in there like that, but yeah, I wasn't expecting him to posture up like that, because I've had him. He's shaking that tail too. I've held him a couple times now, and he wasn't going to light me up. So I'm just going to get him. Oh, he hissed a little bit. He hissed a little bit. Yeah, right. Hey, it's just me, remember? Just now. But this is him. I'm going to get this bucket out of the way and put him in something else. You don't remember me? I just played with you a little bit ago. But yeah, he's really small, guys. Look at that. And this is the bull snakes they call around here. And some places they have bull snakes that, or a lot of places have them. But some places call them gopher snakes, I think, is what they're referred to. This little guy is just gorgeous. Let me get some better light, and we'll check this little guy out. It's all right, little fella. Here, we'll get you this right here. We'll get you in here, and I'll let so the people can see you better. It's all right, buddy. It's okay. And we're gonna set up. I'm gonna do a little setup on this guy. Do a little video. I got him a little tub there. We're going to set him up, get him a little water dish, that kind of thing. It'll be really fun. So, hello, buddy. Yeah, there's a little substrate. All right, let me cover him up real quick and get you guys a little bit closer. All right, this is exciting. All right, here we go. There's that little magnificent creature. It's not focusing in on him. There we go. Look at that. He is just gorgeous. He's a little redder right now. I think when all the bigger ones that I've caught back in the day, they were always a little grayer than this. So I'm sure he'll, get a little grayer as he gets older. But yeah, that pattern is awesome. And they are a COLUBRID. And they'll get 7 to 8 feet, they say. I've seen them about 5 or 6 feet. I don't know if like different regions that have them and different, like in the southern states or something, I don't know if theirs is too much different from ours or how much they vary. I'm not sure, but we'll research a bunch of that. So if you're watching this video, you can come along this journey and learn with me, because I'll make more videos on this little guy. That's for sure. Or a girl. I'm not sure yet. And he's so little, I don't even know if I can even... I'm not even going to attempt to try to sex him, you know, until he gets bigger, you know, and then... Or her. Yeah. But yeah, he was really friendly. I mean, for the most part. Yeah. It's hard to get him on the camera. There you go. Come on, little Billy. Yeah. Yeah, but he's a quick little noodle. He is fast. You can see him in my hand there. To judge the size, I can't keep him in there, but I think I was doing better when I was up, standing up. It's hard to get him because he's so small. But anyway, we're going to put him back in here. I'm just going to kind of leave him in here for a little while, and I'm going to enjoy him, get some pictures of him, and I'm going to set him up in a tub that I have over here, and we're going to continue to do this video. I'll do a setup of how I'm going to set him up for his... Right now, he's so small that, you know, it's not going to be that big. This is one of those 6-quart tubs. He looks good size, but he's just so much smaller in person. I'll show you a little head, buddy. All right, we'll get to the rest of this video. He is small. Slow down for the camera just a minute. Slow down. Show him how small you are. Yeah, I see he's just a little guy. And my wife mentioned I should weigh him. I don't think he's going to weigh more than a couple grams. Maybe 8, 10 grams maybe. 20. I don't know. It's hard to judge. He's so small. All right, here we are. These are the materials that we're going to be using for this DIY container for the bull snake. This is going to be its new enclosure. We're going to need a drill bit. It's your size. Just make sure they can't get out of the hole. You want this really well ventilated for a bull snake. They're used to being outside and that kind of thing. We're going to use a hot glue gun and a little bit of sandpaper. And I cut a little piece around. It's like a 2-inch, 1.5 inches, maybe 3/4. I cut a little wedge of it, and I'm going to show you. We're going to make a little makeshift water bowl cup for it. And a hide, of course, and then I got this piece of wood and some ivy that we'll wrap up in there and just kind of make a little environment in here for them. I might put a second hide, but these are kind of big. I have 2 of them, so I was going to put 2 of these in here, but it's a little big, so I'll find something else for a secondary hide, but we'll go over that later. And so these are the materials we're going to use. We're going to start by filling a bunch of holes in this container, and then I'll time-lapse through all that, and we'll get going. So here we are. I'll get all this cleaned up, and we'll get the tub up there in the drill, and we'll get to drilling some holes. Alright, so here we are. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to drill a bunch of holes, just kind of a series of holes through here. You want this really ventilated, like I said, to where, you know, there's any airflow can go through there that it wants, because these don't have to be really humid like a ball python. They're really just normal humidity. For 50-60% is probably good for them, and it's no big deal. But I'll drill a bunch of holes, and we'll time-lapse this. And just a note on this with the drill, it does leave these little, you know, twisty things from the drill. You got to kind of clean those up. At least make sure there's none on the inside that'll hurt the snake. And also, if you want, and you know, make sure that if anybody's younger, to make sure they got adult supervision. You can also do this with a soldering iron. You can just melt the holes in, and it does make them really smooth to where there's no jagged edges, and you can melt them right in there. I just don't want to do that in this room right now because it's, you know, where I'm filming, it'll stink in here and that kind of thing. So I'll just clean these up later. It's no big deal. But I'm going to put some around here right now, so we'll get back to the time lapse. All right, now I'll clean up all these little spurs and all this little plastic right here, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody, I got all my holes cleaned up best I could, and so the inside's all pretty smooth. This is the part that where we're gonna put us in a water bowl cup. The old cup holders like in the snake bins. And remember, everybody, this is only temporary housing. The only reason why I'm even putting him in here and not in the rack is because he's so small that I just not comfortable with putting him in there yet. So I'm going to put him in here and get a couple meals in him. And he's so small right now, he may not even have had a meal. I'm actually going to offer him a meal before I stick him in here. I'm going to get this enclosure done. And then in the little tub that he's in right now, I'm going to offer him a meal and see if he does take it, because it could be his first meal. He is so small. And this time of year for around here is right when they get hatched and that kind of thing. So like I said, he may have had a meal, maybe a little isopod or something. Maybe he could have ate anything, a cricket, who knows. But it could be his first one, so we're going to offer him. But we're going to get this in here right now and just whip him up a little quick enclosure. So what I did is, this is like a 2-inch piece of PVC pipe, or it's PVB or whatever this one is. It doesn't matter, PVC. I just cut a little section of it, and is what I'm gonna, and I did bevel the inside with a knife, and I kind of sanded it a little bit. So is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hot glue down that little ring to where when I put the water dish in there, it stays and he can't knock it over inside of here. So that's my DIY water bowl ring. So is what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to sand a little bit more on the inside in here, and then I'm going to sand right here a little bit, just to where hopefully, I don't even know if it'll stick. This is I'm just trying this out. Hopefully it works out. It only needs to be in here for a few weeks. I wouldn't think they grow fairly well, and he's going to be eating an African soft fur rat for his first meal here, so that'll bump up the protein for him. So I'm sure he'll have no problem gaining a little size, and then we'll get him into a tub. And I do think when I do put him into a tub, I will order a clear tub from Freedom Breeder. I can get the F20s with the cup holder and all that in there that's clear, like the gray ones I have, but I can get a clear one, so then they will have a little bit of sense of night and day. So with the lighting coming on and off in here. So we'll get this I'll sand that up, and we'll get it cleaned up, and I'll see if I can hot glue gun it down. I just want to sand in here a little bit to help maybe the hot glue stick a little bit. You know, if it's on a shiny surface, then I don't want it to not stick because of that. So we'll do that the best I can in here real quick. And then, like I said, I think I'm going to put it on here. I'm just going to stuff up the bottom here. Stuff it up really good. Just like that. And I do have a little paper towel with a little rubbing alcohol on it, so it'll dry fast. That's the key to a lot of this stuff, is getting it prepped. Getting something for it to stick to. And like I said, I'm not even sure if it's going to stick. But I'll clean my ring. That's the bevel side. So I want this side. And I did take the sandpaper all around all the sides here to make it all soft. Or not soft, where it wasn't sharp. Alright. I think we got some hot glue, so hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to kind of hot glue it. Don't put the hot glue onto the plastic. Just kind of let it fall where you don't melt through. Just going to hit a couple more little spots. Like I said, he's just a little guy. Alright. I'm going to get that out of there. I might have overdid it a little bit there, but I overdo stuff all the time. That'll only take a second to dry. Like I said, we'll just drop our little cup in there, and we'll call it good. Ooh, it's all hot. Get that off of there. Alright, so we're waiting for that to dry. This is what I'm going to do. See, that'll be a perfect cup holder as soon as it dries up. Let me unplug this real quick. Alright, and now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what kind of tool. Oh, right there. Let me get one over. Let me see. Remember, kids, don't touch the hot glue. This thing, oh, that'll work out good. Just fold it real quick. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it about halfway there, just like that. I just kind of got to fold it, and then I'm just going to kind of cut this little corner out and see if this works. Look at that. And then this side, I'll just fold it a little bit. Yep, just like that. Boom. Right on. So then he's got, and the paper towel substrate for him is going to be perfectly fine because it'll keep down the humidity anyway. You don't want any substrate in here that's going to hold a lot of humidity because they're not used to it. Or at least not the ones around here aren't used to it anyway. So bang, there's this little hive. And I got a bunch of this little ivy stuff. I'm not going to use all of this, of course. But I think I can almost make them with a little makeshift. Maybe I'll put this on this side. Over here. And okay, that little piece of what I'll do is I'll just take this, slide that through one of the holes in this here wood. Look at that, poked right out. That worked out. And then I'm just going to wrap this piece of wood I have with this little ivy. Bang. And then I'll put this. Put that right in there like that, and then he can hide inside of here too. That'll give him a little hide on the hot spot. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him inside of my snake drawer. Just imagine this is the snake drawer. And like this part of it's heated. So what I'll do is I'll just slide his tub to where like this far is on the heat inside of here. And the tubs are rated at 90. And these guys need about an 85-degree hot spot. So this on top of a 90-degree hot spot should get me pretty close to what I need to keep him sufficient in here. For the little bit of time that he will be in here, just to get him plumped up a little bit. So I can... Yep, we're good there, and bang. See? Put that in there, he can get water, he won't tip it over, none of that kind of stuff. So this is my DIY setup for a wild-caught ball python, or not ball python, wild-caught bull snake, sometimes referred to as a gopher snake. And so this is what I'm going to put him in. I'm going to introduce him into here in just a little bit. So he'll be able to hide underneath here. And then he's got his big hide on this spot. Got his water. And this will hold him just fine. Because he's a little guy. Wait till you see him in here. You'll see what I mean. He looks like he's a little bit bigger in the video for some reason. There we go. Let me see if that'll work. Oh, yeah. That'll work for him just like that. That'll get him plumped up to where I can get him in there. All right, everybody, so I'm going to set up now, and we're going to offer him a little bit of a meal. I'll set him up just like this, but I'll have his other tub in here. But this is going to be his little area. See, I'll just fill him with some water. Oops. So he can get him a drink whenever he wants, and it won't fall over. So, yep, that'll be perfect. Just like that. So that is my DIY snake enclosure for when he's tiny. He's just a little hatch snake. So, and he's wild caught. So with the wood and all that kind of stuff, he'll like this. So hopefully this will do him up right until we get him bigger. All right, I'll set him up. We'll see if he'll eat him in. All right, everybody, here we are. I got this snake in the little enclosure. He didn't want to eat. I didn't think he would. I'll put a little clip in here of, you know, I tried. He reared up. He didn't, you know, he looked like he was gonna, but I'm just gonna put him in here and give him a couple of days. I didn't think he would anyway. I just wanted to offer just in case, because like I said, he may not have eaten yet. So we'll give him a couple of days in his new little environment, and then I'll try again, and we'll see if we can get some videos of that. He's a little angry right now. But with this enclosure, you could use like a little heat pad over here to give him a hot side. You know, I'm doing it a different way by putting him in the drawer with the heat that's already in there. But if you're going to do this and use a heat pad, please make sure to always use the thermostat. Never use a heat pad with a snake like this or a ball python or anything like that without using a thermostat, so you can control the heat without any guessing games. So always make sure to put a thermostat in it. We're going to open this up, and I should have had it open anyway. It looks better than the top of that lid. But we're going to open this up, and I'm going to put him in here. He'll probably go right into his hide. Who knows what he's going to do. But we'll stick him into his little environment here, and we'll see what he's going to do. Look, he's all mad at me right now. Look, little guy. See, he's kind of defensive, but as soon as you touch him, then bang, he knows. There's no biting. He gets cool. But or he gets cool, but he is cool. He's not worried about it. Oh, see, he's gonna go right in there. We'll put him over here. Here, let's put him down in here. See where it goes. But yeah, see, he's just a little guy. He looks about the right size in this tub too. So this is my DIY baby, I'll say just baby bull snake environment, and or habitat, however you want to call it, enclosure. This is just going to be temporary for him, like I said, to where I can get a little size on him. This will be fine for him. I think he'll really enjoy this, and then we'll get a couple meals in him, get some size on him, and we'll get him in a bigger tub. But for right now, this is going to work fine for him. Hopefully, if you try this cup holder, hopefully that works for you. If they don't tip it over, then you're way less troubles. So give that a shot. Yep, he's going his little hide. He'll probably stay in there for a day or two now. He probably won't even come out. But anyway, hopefully this helps you. And if you get any kind of a small snake or anything like that, you can use a bigger tub. You can, scale the size as big of the snake as you need. This was just a tiny snake, so he's in a tiny environment. So hopefully these tips and tricks to setting up this enclosure help you set up your enclosure for your snake. This is a bull snake. They are a colubrid. They do hibernate. You can choose not to hibernate them, or you can, depending on if you're going to breed them or not. It does help with breeding if you do hibernate them. So we're going to grow this guy up, and I hope you come along on this journey with me. Like I always say in all my videos, learn with me, because I'm learning as I go. There wasn't a lot of research on these guys when I was a kid, so I'm so honored to be able to own them again. I could have probably ordered one from a pet store, but this one is wild caught right out of Washington State, right out of Central Washington. So he's caught right out of the wild, and we're going to add him to the family here, and hopefully everybody enjoys this video. So until the next time I see you with all these crazy times, please take care, stay wild, and stay safe. Until next time. Thanks for watching. There you go, little guy.